Hi, Jenny Stone here from HR Shield with your HR Rescue. Each day, we get hundreds of questions from our clients and other small and mid-sized business owners about some of the most common HR issues. We figured if they have those questions, you might too. So let's provide a lifeline and share our answers to some of the most common scenarios. During the 2016-2017 reporting period, more than 50,000 Americans died from an opioid overdose. Fighting the opioid epidemic has become a major priority of federal and many state governments. The opioid epidemic is affecting the workplace too. Opioid abuse is estimated to cost U.S. employers more than $18 billion a year in lost productivity and medical expenses. At the same time, employers pay about one-third of all opioid prescriptions that end up being abused through their health insurance and workers' compensation benefits. Employees who work under the influence can pose a safety risk to themselves or others, may be more likely to engage in illegal or unprofessional conduct on the job, and generally are less productive than employees who are not under the influence of drugs or alcohol while at work. Employers can take the following steps to both prevent drug abuse and drug-related problems at their workplace and help employees who are suffering from addiction. Have a drug and alcohol-free workplace policy. It is much better to prevent a problem from developing than solve it after the fact. To that end, a drug and alcohol-free workplace policy that is crafted with an employer's operations and culture in mind is essential for minimizing substance abuse in the workplace. The policy should be included in the employee handbook, and employees should be reminded of it regularly. A legally compliant drug and alcohol policy is needed so that employers can take action if it suspects that there may be employees who are under the influence of drugs or alcohol at work. Employers that do not necessarily suspect substance abuse still benefit from having a policy by sending a message to current and prospective employees that substance abuse will not be tolerated. Establish a drug and alcohol testing program. An employer should consider whether to make a pre-employment and post-employment drug and alcohol testing a part of its efforts to monitor and control substance abuse at work. Employees or applicants who will work in safety-sensitive positions in particular should be covered by such a program. A testing program must adhere to certain standards, so employers need to know and comply with federal requirements and the requirements set by the states in which the program will be conducted. Learn the signs of substance abuse. Not every employee who uses alcohol or drugs will become a substance abuser. A person becomes a substance abuser when the desire becomes so irresistible that he or she is willing to risk other important aspects of their life in order to use alcohol or drugs. It is vital that employers learn to recognize the warning signs and symptoms of substance abuse. This will require careful observation and monitoring of an employee's behavior. But an employer should not assume that an employee has a substance abuse problem when it observes issues with performance or changes in behavior, as they may be caused by other issues, such as stress or illness. So an employer should be careful and carefully investigate each and every allegation or suspicion before determining the final outcome. Have a plan to help employees suffering from substance abuse. When an employer has identified an employee who's experiencing substance abuse, it needs to have a plan in place to help the employee. The plan should include speaking with the employee about the substance abuse problem, referring the employee to an employee assistance program, EAP, remembering to emphasize the participation in the EAP is confidential, providing information about substance abuse benefits and programs through the employer's group health plan, and providing time off for the substance abuser to attend a drug rehabilitation program. Employees in a rehabilitation program may qualify for leave under the Family and Medical Leave Act. As always, thank you for watching and listening, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can always email us for more information at support@hr-shield.com or enable our Alexa skill and ask your questions there. Just say, "Alexa, enable HR Shield."